Hi everybody, welcome back to another community meeting. You know that we've been talking about perseverance, sticking with something no matter how hard it is, never giving up, keep trying, asking for help and support when we need it, but believing that we can do and accomplish what we need to do and accomplish. You've all been doing a lot of perseverance with the learning that you've been doing since we left school on March 13th. And I am so proud of all of your efforts. And I know that it's been hard. It's been hard for the teachers too. Perseverance isn't easy, but it's the right thing to do. It's going to be perseverance that gets us through another thing that I want to talk about today. And that's racism. And I know that you've been hearing a lot about it, and you've been seeing a lot about it, and it's a really important topic for our country, and it's why our country needs us. Racism means you don't like somebody, or you hate somebody, or you're afraid of somebody just because of the color of their skin. You don't know the person, you don't know anything about them, but because of their skin color, you don't like them, or worse, you hate them, or you're afraid of them. Racism has caused a lot of people in our country a lot of pain. And now we're all seeing it. We're seeing some of the things that happen when people's hearts have racism in them. And it's why our hearts have to be different. What's in our hearts is what controls our mind. And what's in our thoughts is what controls our actions. And that's where perseverance comes in. Sometimes it's not easy to do the right thing when everybody around you is saying something that you just don't, you know it's not true. Or sometimes it's not easy to do the right thing when people around you are doing the wrong thing and they want you to join them. And you know that's not the right thing to do. Our country needs people who are practicing perseverance. If you're watching the news, you're seeing a lot of people, not just in our country, but all over the world, who are doing what we talked about the last time, peaceful protests. It's what our Constitution gives us the right to do when something's wrong and needs to be changed. It's a way of letting the leaders of our government and the lawmakers know that things have to change. Dr. King showed us that. Dr. King showed us that when something is wrong and good people see it and they're aware of it, then good people saying this has to stop can make a difference. But it's got to be good people in our hearts. We have to be very careful of what we do or say or think, because it leads to giving us the right and sometimes the permission to do and say the wrong things. I'm going to give you an example. If the first thing we notice about a person is the color of their skin, we forget that the very first thing we're looking at is a person. And you and I, we all talked about how much God loves variety when we were talking about tolerance and acceptance, and that God loves lots of different varieties of things and doesn't want us all to be the same. We're all the same because we're humans, but we don't look all the same. But we're humans. So if somebody's walking down the street and that person is a boy, if you say that's a white boy walking down the street, you're noticing their skin. If you say that's a black boy walking down the street, you're noticing their skin. If you say there's a boy walking down the street, you're noticing the person. And that's what we have to practice, noticing that people are people. And that's going to take a lot of perseverance on our part, but we can do this. And we're the leaders that our country needs, that our country's counting on. So I want to thank again all of you who've been letting me know how you've been doing with perseverance. I know that next week is the last week of official classes for this year, and I'm asking you to put your best effort into next week. If you're a little behind, see if you can get caught up. If you're caught up, stay ahead. and we're going to end this year well. I will be doing some community meetings next week, and I hope you'll watch them. Until then, have a good week.